So you can hear it click. It gives you a very tactile press. And then I'm holding the reset, so you hear that second click. Well, howdy and what's up, Internet, again. My name's Jeremy, I'm with C6 Defense, and as promised, last video we talked a little bit about the Mantis X for pistols, and for rifles, I guess, and shotguns and stuff, but today I want to show you something that I use here at home for specifically rifles, specifically my AR. It's the Mantis Blackbeard. Now, I'll switch to the table in just a second. And I know last time I talked a little bit about maybe calling it Mantis Monday or something like that. But I think a better term might be practice for the pores. And I say that because ammo is expensive. A box of 5.56 or 223 for your AR is probably, if you can get it on a good deal, $9, $10, something like that for the cheap stuff, and a lot more for the stuff that you should probably end up keeping in your rifle. So $10 a box for 20 rounds ish. Every time, or 20 times you pull the trigger, that's $10, and you probably want to go to the range and pull the trigger a bunch because it's fun, and it's good practice. So, or if you're doing it right, it's good practice. So practice for the pores. You can do this at home. If you're broke, like me, it's difficult to buy ammo, at least in the quantities that you would prefer to have. It's also difficult to go to the range. The range that I go to is about 30 minutes away, and I can't just walk outside and go blasting. Used to be able to do that, and anyway, bad stuff happened. So, practice for the pores. If you are broke, if you like shooting, if you, like me, want to be a better shooter, a better defensive, better awareness, better defensive shooter, defensive practitioner maybe, then practicing shooting, weapon manipulation, stuff like that is incredibly important. And so with the Mantis stuff, again, I'm not sponsored by Mantis yet. No, I'm not sponsored by Mantis. They don't send me this stuff. I bought this with my own money, and I got a little bit of a discount code because I was a USCCA member at the time. I'm a USCCA instructor still. That's a different conversation for a different video. But in any case, they didn't send this to me, and they are not paying me to say this. I'm telling you because I would recommend it for you. And the reason for that is, like I said, ammo is expensive. This Mantis Blackbeard system, it's a BlackBeardX system, and I want to say it was $229, something like $219 maybe. It is the AR-15 model with a red laser, and it's really cool. They have a red laser, a blue, not blue, a red, a green, and an infrared laser, which is pretty cool if you are shooting under night vision or something like that. But anyway, it's really cool for practicing at home. Again, it syncs with the Mantis app just like the pistol version does. Gives you feedback on all of your shots. And this one resets the trigger every time you press it. And that way you can continually fire. You can practice that. Unfortunately, you can't really practice with reloads yet because this is the magazine, sort of, if you want to call it that it comes with. This is the battery pack. But this is also where the Mantis, the gyroscope and all that stuff is housed. So if you pull this out to do like a magazine change or something like that, then I'm not sure how that would work. It also comes with this. Pardon the disgusting oil on it. I just pulled it right out of the rifle. But this is the laser module. This replaces the bolt in your AR. So with this, there's literally no way that you can fire anything aside from a red laser in this case. And so it's very safe. It's a good way to practice. This, you can see the red Mantis logo through the dust cover port, or the dust cover port. So you can very easily tell if you've got the Mantis in your rifle. and it works really well. So it's not like the pistol one where you have to manually cycle the action every time you want to pull the trigger. So it's very cool and very safe. With the Mantis, the X2 or X3 that I have for my pistol, and you can put that on rifle or shotgun as well. It does tell you, hey, make sure that you're unloaded, double check, triple check. You don't want to put holes where holes do not need to be put. So with this, it's impossible to shoot something through your AR with this system. So very cool. I also have a Mantis Titan X coming. I finally saved up enough and ordered it. And so there'll be a video on that coming soon, hopefully. But I really wanted to push this stuff because, again, ammo is expensive. Practice, when we go to the range, sometimes you just want to have fun, right? And so doing drills on the range, well, I mean, to me, that sounds fun. But that may not sound fun to everybody. You want to just go set up some targets and just start blasting, which can be useful. Getting that trigger press action perfect and then just repeating it over and over and over is good, but getting real-time feedback is good too. So with this system, there's no kaboom, there's no recoil, but that's a downside. But everything else is simulated. The trigger press, it clicks, it resets. There's a little bit, it's a little finicky sometimes, but I'll show you. And it's really cool. So practice for the pores, get a Mantis. Again, for $10 for a box of 20 rounds of 5.56. I mean, you're looking at not a few, just a few boxes saved, and you've already paid for it. So anyway, something to check out. But anyway, we'll go to the table, and I'll demonstrate it real quick with the app, and then we will go from there. All right. All right, we're back at the table, and got my coffee, got my AR, and I'm not going to go through too much of how it's set up right now. That'll be another video for another time. This is an Aero Precision that I put together a long time ago. And anyway, sorry, got the Mantis inside it. I'll show you how it's put together, or how it gets put together. And it's really cool, actually. So here is the Mantis bolt. And all you do, you take out your old AR bolt and charging handle. And you can see that. You slide this one in. You close it. Well, there we go. You close it, and you're ready to go. That's it. Take your magazine. The magazine has the battery and the Mantis stuff. You put it in, and you're done. Pretty cool. Then you go to your Mantis app. Again, I'm going to turn this dude on. Button down here. I got a blinky light. And now I'm set up. So if I go to settings, it's already set for, I don't know if y'all can see that, it's already set for my rifle. It's already set for everything else. I can go back and just do some open training. It says double check everything. I know y'all can't see that, but it says double check everything. It doesn't really realize that there's no way to put that in there. But anyway, cool, because everything functions as it should. Your safety selector functions. Everything fires like it should. Resets. I don't know if y'all can see this. There's the laser. And so I can go to do some training. I'm going to click start. And then as I fire, it's going to track everything. Wow, that was terrible. Better. And then it tells me, hey, look what you're doing. You're probably jerking the trigger. And it'd be right, because I'm trying to do this quickly and not taking my time to do it right. The idea is to do a bunch of reps and get it down, get it to where you're very stable before and after the break. Oof. Anyway, there's always room for improvement. So that is a quick demo on how it works. So we'll go back and some final thoughts. So you can hear it click. It gives you a very tactile press. And then I'm holding the reset, so you hear that second click. I've noticed if you go kind of fast, sometimes it may not reset perfectly. See if I can make it do it. But it still resets. It just doesn't. You don't hear this. I don't know. It just doesn't feel 100% perfect, but it still works. See, I don't know if you heard that where it didn't click again, but and each time there's a laser. I don't know if you can see that on the black. Anyway, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Fun to practice, fun to dry fire at home. All right, well, now we're back, and I just want to give a little wrap up. Good stuff. I would recommend it. I don't have any coupon codes or anything like that, but if you do some research, you should be able to find something. If you're a USCCA member, you can email their support, and they will give you a credit, or at least a little code you can use. I think it's like 10% off. When I ordered the Titan X system, I got a 10% off coupon code. I just put it in the web search, and it came up. So that was good. But depending on when you look for it, you might find something, you might not. But even at full price, it's still a good deal because it saves you. You're able. I can sit here and squeeze off 50 practice rounds or whatever, and I've spent no money. So pretty good. There's a couple of caveats, obviously, to the system. One of them, there's no recoil, so it doesn't really simulate everything perfectly, but you're not going to get that without going to the range and putting live ammo through it. Also, I did notice that when I bought this, I used it for a little while, I put it down, the battery was charged, and then I picked it back up. I can't remember. It may have been a couple of weeks later because, I practice with this, I practice with the pistol, I do a bunch of other stuff, and the battery was dead. So there's something, I don't know if I left there were no lights on, so I assumed that I turned it all off and that it went to sleep or whatever. But there is some vampire mode to the battery. So if you leave it not charged for a while, or if you use it and you leave it sitting, it's probably going to be dead. So you might want to at least plan on making sure it's charged. I've seen a couple of people that they buy extra battery packs or whatever. Again, since all the syncing stuff is in here, I'm not sure how that would work. But anyway, for basic practice at home, for doing some drills at home on your TV or with on your phone with the app, or if you use the Laser Academy stuff, this is awesome. So it's a good way to do some dry fire practice because dry fire is almost like real fire, except for the recoil and the big kaboom and deafening and all that. But getting that the fine motor skills and getting that great trigger press each time will really, really help you become a much better shooter. So with that, hope this was helpful, and we'll see you next time. Smack the mic.